Hello, everyone.
Oh.
Welcome to the Stream Void Podcast, episode 111.
Damn, that's like 3 ones.
It's literally three
That's
ones.
crazy.
It is the first show of 2023,
Yes.
and I am Mikey T.
Yes.
And of course, across from me is Curb Stomped.
Hello.
You can find us everywhere under our respected monikers.
Yes.
You are listening to the Stream Void Podcast on Sunday. No,
Yes.
wait, depending on when you're listening
Okay.
to this. But it is currently, as we were recording, it is Sunday, January 8th, 2023.
Mhm.
And you are listening to the Stream Void Podcast. This is a show about life and video games and everything in between.
Yes.
And speaking of everything in between, I'm going to go ahead and ask you,
Yeah.
how's your last 3 weeks?
My last 3 weeks.
Yes, because it's been 3 weeks because
It
we
has
took a
been
little
3
time
weeks.
off for
Yep.
Christmas and New Year's due
Yep.
to both of them landing right on the recording.
Yeah.
Of this
That's
show.
yeah. That is crazy. That is crazy.
So we were unable to record through the last 2 weeks, and now
Mhm.
it is week 3. And
Yep.
Here we are.
Well, I fell.
I heard
I fell 2 times.
2 times. I
Yeah.
know you fell once, but I
Yeah.
didn't know you fell twice.
So I fell twice. So I've been crippled up. So the first time I fell was coming home. So I worked Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas. For anyone that doesn't know what Boxing Day is.
Yes, I was there.
I was not there. I was at the warehouse. And I did my work in the morning. Not too much work to do. We just didn't want to get behind, so went in to do it on the Boxing Day.
Yep.
I just left when I was done. So I left at like noon or whatever. And as I was walking home, there was like, you know, the little on a the sidewalk where the ramp sort of is made so you can drive into someone's driveway and it's like angled down.
Yep.
So there was one of those leading into an alleyway, and it was just like sheer ice that you couldn't really see. So I did one step onto it, and my feet just slid out towards the road, and I just fell like a sack of bricks
Oh, no.
on my ribs. But I tried to catch myself as I fell with my arms, but since it was so icy, my arms just were like, whoop. So there's like no like bracing myself at all. So I just smashed down on my ribs. I kind of wish there was a video of it because it probably looked hilarious.
So the weather before Christmas was incredibly cold, like
Yeah,
negative 30 cold.
Yeah.
And today it is 8 degrees out.
Yeah, it's
It
nice.
will be 8 degrees.
It's nice today. So yeah, I fell, landed on my ribs, totally crippled myself up. Just, yeah, hurt a lot. Couldn't sleep, whatever. So I thought like, okay, I'll go into work on the day after. Take it easy, whatever. So I went into work and it was easy work that day. Nothing too heavy to lift. So I did my work. And then my boss was at the warehouse that day and I told him, I'm like, look, I fell. I hurt myself. I'm gonna take some days off, whatever, because of my ribs. I can't be lifting stuff.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that was after because then I went to work at the store as usual, and I was like, I can't sit in this chair. I have to go home. I fell, hurt myself. Like I'm leaving, right? So then he knew. So then he called me like Friday night and was like, oh, I know you're hurt, but like, could you come in and just move some pallets with a pallet jack? Like that'll be pretty easy. And I'm like, yeah, that'll be okay. Like it's pretty simple to use the pallet jack, drive it around, whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I get there and then it's like, oh, these skids also weigh like 1,000 pounds each. So I was like, okay, whatever. So I move these pallets around and I get it done and I can barely move them. Like I should have been able to move them fine. Like if I wasn't injured, I could move them fine, whatever. So then I was totally screwed up.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't even work at the warehouse doing anything. And that was, I forgot in between that. So I did this. I worked on this was the Saturday I did this.
Yeah.
Friday night, I'm all pained up and I'm like, I don't want to cook. I don't want to order food. What can I eat? I'm like, I'll go get Chinese food. It's not that far away. I can do a quick walk over, bring it home. So immediately step out of my house, fall down again.
Oh, no.
Land on the same exact ribs, all fucked up. So it was brutal. So then after I'd moved all this shit on Saturday, I'm like, I'm not working Monday. And I'm like, I'll call you Monday. I'll let you know Monday night if I'm going to work Tuesday. Tuesday, no, I was like, I can't work. So I didn't. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I went to the store to do desk work, but I was only there till like I'd show up at 8 and leave by noon
Yeah.
because I'm like, I can't sit in this fucking chair here. So I would go home and try to sleep. That was it hurt a lot, whatever. But the worst part is like trying to sleep where I would like finally fall asleep, but then I would wake up like 10 minutes later because I would move and like hurt myself, like hurt my ribs. And I'd be like, oh, fuck. And then I'd be laying there for another hour trying to fall asleep. So, but when I first fell, I had some of my leftover pain meds from my kidney stones. So that made it a little easier, but it also was bad when I don't know. Not that I took them when I was working or anything, but like I find that if I do something like that, I'll be like, I feel good. Like I can reach on the top shelf for this now. Like no problem. And then like later it's like, oh, that kind of kicks my butt. So I think that kind of also what it was when I was, sleeping and be just like, I'd roll over. I don't feel any pain. Just sleep on my bad ribs all night long and wake up and be like, oh my God. So, but today I feel great.
No, it's good.
I woke up this morning. I'm like, I feel all refreshed. And I'm like, I'm like, hey, I'm late. I'm sleeping like really weird right now. I'm like laying on my ribs and all sprawled out and shit. Like they don't hurt really that much. So I was like, oh, fuck it. Maybe I'm over it now. So
yeah. Nice.
I didn't think I broke anything. Like I knew I didn't break anything because it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But
Just really bruised.
Yeah. But I was trying to remember like when I crashed my bike and it's the same side as when I hurt myself before. I was trying to remember like, how long did it take for me to heal up and how long was I hurting and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, I don't remember how long it lasted at all because when it was over, it was over. And it's just like, I don't really think like, oh, I'm going to hurt my ribs again. I should remember like how long it lasted or whatever. But now I'm just like, okay, I know exactly what I was up against this time. So if it happens again, I'll be able to remember and, think about like, okay, I probably will be hurt for like, about 12 days and then I'll be okay. So, but who knows what I'll feel like later today.
Yeah.
So
you got to worry about prevention rather than.
Well, it's true. It's true. I did buy like the little cleats for my shoes now.
Yeah, that's good.
But like, they're only good. Like you can't wear them like I wore them all the way to work one day and there was just not enough ice and snow and shit. And it was just like walking on eight rocks all the way to work on each foot. So like, this sucks. So I'll just, if it's icy, I'll just bring them with me. And if it gets to a point where it's like, oh, I might need them now, I'll just slap them on. But it sucked wearing them all the way to and from work. So.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah,
so
I've got some for when I get out of my truck at work. Yeah. Because the parking lot is usually just a big sheet of ice.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was expecting, but nothing like that. So that is I did fall one other time before that too at work, but I was by the railing, so I kind of grabbed myself. I just hit my knee a little bit.
Yeah.
It wasn't as bad. So yeah, it sucked. I don't recommend it. Don't fall.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Huge.
Especially when you're old like us.
Yeah, but I think it wouldn't have mattered the age, really.
Probably not. Yeah. Though, if you're younger, you rebound a little bit quicker.
I guess so. I don't know. Anyways, it sucked, but feeling better now, so.
That's good.
It's good.
It's good.
Yep.
Yes.
Very good. What about your... Oh, and besides that, like, I didn't do really anything for the holidays or anything like that.
Yeah.
Not really, no. I just sort of stayed at home and I was hurt for New Year's Eve, so I just went to bed at like 10 o'clock or tried to. And then Christmas Eve, I just stayed in and my roommate brought me dinner from his like girlfriend's place. So I had that.
Yeah.
That was it really. Lots of fun. What about yourself?
Yeah. Lots of, I guess that 1 week. I'm trying to think now, but the week before Christmas was it was a regular length week, and then I had 10 days off.
Ooh.
Because we don't work. There's no point in coming to work and working for 3 days in between like Christmas and New Year's, because you get 2 stats. We get 2 stats at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been Monday, Tuesday, and then there's 3 days, and then New Year's. So nobody really worked except for, I guess a couple of the office people worked, because I got a couple messages.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I had said it, but the entire office is now adopting, like the entire head office and everyone in the company is now adopting my system for organizing the jobs and stuff. So everyone's going to be using Jira. I've been learning PowerPoint now to make PowerPoint presentations to teach everyone how to do it. Wednesday, I've got a big presentation. It's going to like be an hour. And I'm going to present Jira, how to use our project within Jira
Oh yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. So it's been interesting. Since my project doesn't exist anymore, except for, a couple wrap-up jobs now this year, I have more time to work on these kinds of things. And once this gets fully implemented, then I can shift straight on over to the other project and help out there. Yeah, it's been interesting doing PowerPoint slides, trying to think about what I need to teach people.
Are you putting in like cheesy like clip art and stuff?
No.
Oh, dang.
Well, here and there, yes. Maybe a little cheesy clip art. PowerPoint has this thing where it has an automatic slide generator.
Yeah.
So you type in your words and all that, and it just comes up with like,
Yeah.
it auto does like certain styles that you can do.
You gonna put in like a splicing meme in between one of the slides or something like that?
No. It's all just how to use Jira and how to use the Jira system.
Come on, you gotta spice it up a bit, otherwise it's too boring.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. It's gonna be a long presentation, so
Yeah.
hopefully everyone can sit through it.
Yeah.
and do it. But not everyone's a little bit older that I'm going to be teaching, so they're not really technically inclined.
Very good.
And they've all come, like, some of them have come straight from the field
Oh, yeah.
and into a manager position, and they're still using like spreadsheets and stuff to keep track of everything.
Mhm.
Which, I mean, that was the best way to keep track of everything until the new system comes in.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's going to be my next week, is making sure that goes smoothly
And answering all
and
the
answering
follow-up
all of the questions.
yeah.
Because the way in Jira, the way to search is almost its own programming language based on the JQL programming language.
Sweet.
And so no one's going to be, I'm pretty sure no one's going to be able to pick that up, but a select few. So I'm going to have to be like making filters and dashboards and stuff for people. It's going to be
Fun
interesting.
times.
Other than that, Christmas.
Uh-huh.
This is the first year the stars aligned,
Uh-huh.
or last year was the first year the stars aligned, and I was able to do all the families
Wow.
because my wife's grandparents had their dinner on Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
My father's side of the family had dinner on Christmas Day,
Mm-hmm.
and then my mom's side of the family had dinner on Christmas or Boxing Day.
Oh my.
So the stars
The
aligned.
triple.
We got 3 dinners.
3 turkey.
Yeah, it was pretty fun.
It's a lot of turkey.
That was a lot of turkey.
Yeah, man.
And then I was supposed to do a New Year stream and got sick.
Yep.
So I was unable to do a New Year stream.
Sad.
And so that was when I was just watching Komomo 10, who is a Rust admin, and he just screws with cheaters and then bans them.
Nice.
It's crazy because any server that he admins for, if you have a game ban in Rust, you can't play there at all, ever.
Oh yeah.
So if you make a new account that isn't game banned, you still get banned.
How does he know though?
He knows that with hardware IDs and stuff like that, and IP addresses, so he can find you and do it. And he'll like bring people who have several game bans in Rust, they've cheated a bunch of times, where he's like, I'm going to find you.
Yeah.
I'm going to follow you to whatever server you go to and keep banning you on the
Nice.
server until they get game banned. And it's funny too, because he'll game ban a bunch of people, but they won't actually get banned from VAC, the Valve anti-cheat. And then he'll be like, well, if they didn't get banned, I guess it's just admin abuse.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Nice.
New Year's.
Mhm.
Things are happening.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if anyone out there watched my last vlog video on the old vlog channel, but I'm splitting up the vlog channel into its new thing and keeping the gaming channel as its own gaming thing.
Oh.
And we're going hard. We're going hard back into content creation.
Oh my gosh.
New vlog is coming out today at 3 p.m.
Oh my gosh.
The old wrap-up vlog of 2022. I just kind of put together all the highlights of 2022 into one video.
I didn't make the highlight reel I saw.
No, I don't think you were in any of the vlog videos.
Sad.
We didn't really do anything together last year
Not last
outside
year,
of the podcast.
Not really.
Like there was no couch this, there was no couch dudes.
No. Well, there was in the beginning of the year. There was a little
I
bit,
guess there
but
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, just all my adventures outside.
Yep.
Not all of them, but some of them. Got all that together. Started using a tracking system called Trello, which is made by the same people who make Jira.
Oh, now it all makes sense.
And I wanted to have something to keep track of everything I'm doing. so that I can stay focused on stuff, but I didn't want it to be Jira.
Too much like work.
Because too much like work. But Trello is different enough, especially since you can jazz it up with like GIFs and cards and stickers and colors and stuff like that to make it quite a bit different than what I'm using at work. So it makes things easier. It doesn't feel like work, but it helps me keep track of stuff like I'm at work.
Mhm.
And that's been really good for helping me stay on track with all the things I need to do for
Nice.
these first 8 days of 2023.
Yes.
Yeah, I got a lot of goals I want to accomplish this year.
Mm.
If you guys are watching the video or have seen the studio live, you may have noticed, well, you can't actually, now that I'm looking at the video, you can't really see it, but the ceiling is painted black.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. What was it before?
It was just like a white ceiling,
Okay.
a popcorn white ceiling, but I pulled all the drywall down and I was like, I'm going to make it cool in here. I'm going to paint it black.
Okay.
But I think it's too dark in here.
And that's why you painted the ceiling black?
No, I painted it black for it to be cool.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's just too dark in here now.
Yeah.
So one of my main goals this year is going to be to tear everything out of the studio here, paint the ceiling white, put it all back in.
Wow.
And then I want to get the rest of the studio. So beyond the door, beyond the camera there, outside is where I'm going to put the streaming setup. This is just going to be the podcast room.
Oh.
Streaming setup's going to be out there. I've already got the VR area all set up.
Oh, my.
And then the plan, of course, will be to get a couch down here, get a TV up there for doing couch dudes and couch this.
Oh, baby. Exciting.
And, yeah. And then I've got a
Aroused.
little bit of a workout area out there too, because I want to get in better shape.
Turbo squatting.
Yeah, turbo squatting.
You're going to do a squat stream or whatever?
Yes, that's all it's going to be, is just squatting.
Yeah. Nice. Those make a lot of money, I hear.
I hear they do.
Yep.
But got a 3D printer. Been printing things.
Oh, yeah.
Printed my first Benchy, which is like a 3D benchmark for 3D printers. It's
Yep.
got a lot of challenging things in it and came out perfectly. I was quite impressed. And that was like the first print I ever did. And
Nice.
It was didn't have to make any adjustments. It was super easy.
Nice.
Got a Creality Ender V3 V3
Uh-huh.
version 2, something like that.
Okay.
Can't remember the whole thing. But yeah, I got a unboxing and setup video that should be coming out on Wednesday, hopefully,
Oh,
depending on how much editing I can get done over the next couple days.
nice.
That's my deadline, is Wednesday. I don't
Okay.
know if it's going to happen, but we'll see.
Is it
We'll
on
see.
the Trello?
It is on the Trello.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
Sorry, there's a deadline already up. There's no choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Gonna get a lot of stuff done.
Nice.
I played a couple games as well.
Oh, really?
Over the Christmas break, Fist, Forged in Shadow Torch was free on Epic.
Forged in Shadow Torch?
Yeah, it's a terrible name.
That's
It's a
weird
terrible name. But I was looking at it, I was like, oh, this looks kind of good. And I was reading the description, and it's a Metroidvania game.
Oh.
And I love Metroidvania games.
Mm-hmm.
So loaded it up, started playing, and it's anthropomorphic characters and you play a guy with a big fist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like a big robotic fist on his back because it used to be part of a power armor, and he's going in to rescue his buddy, who the robotic dogs captured. I can't remember what the heck they're called, and it's really good. The controls are tight. It's got all the standard stuff you would want out of a Metroidvania game, with the back and forths, the different power ups, trying to get into different areas, lots of upgrades to happen. The combat's tight, controls are tight. It looks great. It's like a 2.5D kind of graphics, so all 3D, but on a 2D plane.
Mm-hmm.
It's been super fun. Except I'm at this one part. I'm playing it on my deck, and it plays great on the deck. Except this one part where I load into it and it just crashes.
Oh,
like
nice.
this one area I load in and it just crashes. I can't get past it, and it's the place I need to go through.
So you bought this on Epic?
No, it was free on Epic.
Oh, free on Epic.
Mm-hmm.
Does it use the cloud saves?
Hope so.
So you can like beat it on the computer and then go back to the Steam Deck?
Probably could. Oh, I wonder if it does use cloud saves. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Because if I can get past that part and
Yeah.
then load it back up on the deck, that'd be good. Though, cloud saves with the deck on Epic don't often work.
No, I'm
Just
sure.
because the way it works. I don't know why.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. Been playing Dome Keeper as well. which I streamed last night.
Streamed it last night.
What was that last night?
It was last night.
It was last night, yeah.
Yep.
And I'm gonna make a what is video on that.
What is Dome Keeper?
Yeah.
What is Dome Keeper?
Dome Keeper is a roguelike mining and wave combat game.
Yep. That's about what Dome Keeper
Yeah.
is.
You go down, your dome lands on a planet, you go down underneath your dome, you mine up as much resources as you can, and then you come back up, fight a wave, and then go back down, keep mining.
It's like Missile Command. No, asteroids. No,
No, more like Missile Command,
Missile Command.
but you're
Not
fighting
really.
monsters instead.
Yeah.
You have one gun on your dome that you have to like rotate to the left and to the right and try and get the monsters
It's
as they come at you.
Astroblast.
Astroblast the Mr. Driller.
yeah. Mr. Driller.
Yeah, you harvest all the resources from underground to upgrade your dome and make the guns better, make yourself better so you can mine faster. One of the big issues I have, though, is playing multiple games in a row. Because you get so far in a game and you get your speed up so fast.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden you get knocked back to square one and you're moving so slow. It's such a jarring
Yeah.
thing. You're like, oh my God, come on, man.
Yep.
That's so slow.
You are super slow at
Yeah.
the start of the game.
Yeah, gonna make a what is on
Nice.
that, and hopefully
I like.
that will be out on the 21st.
Nice.
But we'll see.
What is, do you have a schedule for what is, like one a month?
That's what I'm hoping for is one a month, because those are way more involved and there's a lot more
Oh, yeah.
stuff involved in those.
Yep,
So
yep,
hopefully
yep.
I'll be able to do that. But I really need an editor. I
Mhm.
haven't reached back out to Feldy, as we were talking about yesterday on the
Mhm.
stream,
Mhm.
to see what he's doing and if he
Mhm.
even wants to do this kind of thing anymore. Because I know he's on the road a lot,
Yeah.
traveling and distributing and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, having a dedicated editor, I might reach out to the Streamers Evolved group and see if they have a dedicated editor
Oh, yeah.
who would be interested in joining me. But, then it's monetization and
Yeah.
if they want to be paid and compensated for that kind of thing.
It's exposure.
Uh,
Get paid in exposure.
Begging choosers? Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to find someone who is into that, assisting me in that for the freebies, but I
Mhm.
doubt it. We'll see, though. We'll see.
You can send him a 3D printed boat as a.
I can. Here's your benchy. Put a keyring on it.
There you go. That's perfect.
It is. And we started watching The Witcher.
Oh,
Netflix?
Here I was thinking you were playing The Witcher.
No, we started watching The Witcher with, Henry Cavill and
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's getting bad. We're like 6 episodes in. They're each an hour long,
Mhm.
and they seem way too long
Oh yeah.
for what they are. But there's a lot of like jumping through time,
Mhm.
which they don't explain at all. You don't know when you're forward in time. You don't know when you're back in time. Everything's just kind of happening. You're like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand what is happening.
Yeah. I mean, the show is pretty well universally panned. So
Yeah. It started out good. Like,
It
we
was
were
okay.
like, oh,
I watched
okay.
a couple episodes.
I'm
Yeah.
in. And it's just been getting like, okay, what is happening? They don't explain a lot. Like the storytelling is terrible. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes like, why is this happening now? You're just suddenly these people and blah, blah, blah. And things are happening and you don't understand why.
Yeah, I mean, Witcher's also a little weird because you don't really, I mean, if you've never played the games or read the book or anything, you'd have no idea. Like, oh, everybody hates elves. Like, you wouldn't think, like, usually the elves are like the high and mighty. Like,
Yeah.
in this, they're like the dirty gutter people of the Witcher universe.
Yeah, they explain that pretty well, but they don't explain relationships with characters.
Oh, yeah. You're just supposed
At
to know,
all.
like,
You're just supposed
Geralt
to-
knows, like, Triss and, or whoever. I mean, I've watched a few episodes, but.
Yeah. There's a lot of, okay, why is this like this?
Yeah.
How do you know these people? Like, why are you suddenly like this?
Yeah.
And it's like, damn.
Yeah, I just stopped watching it because I was like, whatever. I don't care.
We'll probably wrap the first season. This last episode was, I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
What is happening? It was like, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll probably wrap the first season and then decide from there.
Well, I mean, like, have you heard the whole thing with him? Like, Henry Cavill's like, yeah, I'm not going to be the Witcher anymore. I'm leaving the series. They're going to continue on and have someone else be Geralt.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah,
like,
I've heard
holy fuck.
That's going to be difficult because Henry Cavill plays a really good Geralt.
Yeah.
And by really good, I mean he's just Batman.
Yeah, I
I
don't
guess
really
you could
like his
say.
Geralt voice too much.
it's just grovelly Batman
yeah,
voice.
I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's whatever.
Yeah, it's definitely whatever.
I had high hopes for that because The Witcher 3 is such an awesome game, but no, not so much.
Yeah, and that was about it for my my 3 weeks.
Your media times.
My media times, yeah.
Nice.
Didn't watch too much. Of course, now that we're back to full-time content creation, it's going to be incredibly difficult to do anything else.
Yeah.
Especially working 8 hours a day.
Yes. Exactly. Gonna have to, I don't know, take more caffeine pills.
Just drinking straight caffeine right now.
Wow, crazy.
Yeah, just water with 100% caffeine in it.
Nice.
Diluted.
Nice. Gross. I played not much, being crippled up.
Yep.
But I went back and I played more Star Wars Fallen Order. Yes, the more recent Star Wars game.
Oh, yeah,
sequel's coming out. I was just like, let me just wrap up the achievements in this game. So I went through and I did all the achievement getting in that game, got them all. It took a couple hours, and there's a few things in that game going back to it like that way to do achievements. It's kind of like, I wish they had like a fast travel feature unlocked at the end game where you could like fast travel between save points and stuff like that. They don't have that. So if you want to go like, I missed this thing, it's like the end of the level. You have to run through the whole level to do it, which on Kashyyyk I had to do 3 times because I missed like 3 things over there. And it was like, I have to go all the way back to where I just was. Oh my God. So that kind of sucked, but I wrapped that up, got all the achievements. That's
Nice.
a great game. I'm looking forward to the sequel. It should be good. And since I was in a Star Wars state of mind, I was like, I should watch the Rise of Skywalker. I've never seen the Skywalker one.
Gross.
So I was like, I should watch this. And I was like, wow, this movie sucks.
I turned it off halfway through.
It's so bad.
I know.
It's so bad. Like, the things that happen in that movie, like, there'll be spoilers here, obviously, but like, all of a sudden, like, Palpatine is there.
Yeah.
And they
like,
explain it. They're like, how did Palpatine get back? This is literally, they explain it by like, what's his name? Poe is just like, somehow Palpatine returned. That's it. That's it. Palpatine came back. The end. And then it's like, they got to find the Jedi, like, not the Jedi, the Sith, like, compass to find out how to get to Exegol, like the planet they're hiding out on. So they have this magical knife that they found that has an inscription in Sith telling the coordinates of where they have to go to get this thing. But C-3PO, it's against his protocol to translate Sith. He can't do it. But they can get like a droid hacker to like make him do it. So they do that and like gives him coordinates to a moon of Endor. It's like, that's weird. Okay. So they go there, and it's the crashed Death Star on Endor that the coordinates are pointing to. It's like, that's weird that they would engrave that onto a knife, but okay. And then it's like, it's on the crashed Endor. That's even weirder. And then it's like, Rey just holds up the knife because there's like these weird cuts in it. She holds it up, and it lines up to the like outline of the crashed Death Star with a little arm pointing down. She's like, that's where it is right there. And I was like, they made this knife? Where they have to stand at this specific spot to point where this thing is? Like, what the fuck is this?
On the crashed Death Star.
On the crashed Death Star.
That is... No, that's dumb.
Oh my God.
That's probably where I about tuned it out. And I was like,
There's other... Like, at the start where all of a sudden the Millennium Falcons do that. They're like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm light speed skipping. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like he just turns on the hyperdrive and then turns it off, and it's like, oh shit, we're flying around on the surface of a planet in between buildings. Good thing we didn't like come out of hyperspace into a building. Oh, that's really lucky that we didn't. Let me light skip jump again. Oh, we're in the middle of an asteroid field. Well, I did crash to an asteroid. That's pretty lucky. Just like, oh my God.
I don't think they researched how light speed works.
I mean, whatever. It doesn't. It doesn't even matter. But it's not even. It's like a thing that's never happened before. They just did it because it was like supposed to look cool.
Yeah.
It's J.J. Abrams, man. He did the same thing in the Star Trek movie, where it's like, we've figured out how to teleport when you're in warp speed. It's like that's never happened in Star Trek ever before, but yeah, okay, why not? You
So
figured it out.
in the first episode, or not, episode 4, A New Hope, when
Yeah.
they're preparing to make the jump to light speed.
Yeah, they're like, we have to calculate it.
Yeah.
We can't just turn it on. We'll
You can't-
die.
We could go through a planet or go through
Yeah.
a star.
And
or
this
something
one,
like
he's
that.
just like, turn it on, turn it off, turn it on, turn it
Oh
off.
my god, that's so stupid.
So bad. I mean, you know, it was interesting. Yeah, you know, some of the lightsaber battles are fun and whatever, but it's just like, why? And then, like, at the end of the movie, Rey goes to Tatooine and goes to like Luke's old house and is chilling out there, and God,
Chilling out there?
like she's gonna live there now. I guess she's done.
Was it okay? 'Cause
Yeah, it wasn't buried or anything.
It wasn't buried and burnt to a crisp
No, it
because
was just
that's
sort
what
of
the
there.
stormtroopers did, was destroyed it.
It was a little bit of sand was over it and stuff like that, but it was fine. And then she like she's you know, she gives herself the name. She's a Palpatine. She's not a Skywalker
Yeah.
actually. So she calls herself Rey Skywalker. And there was like, you know, Harrison Ford was in it again, but there was they did some weird CGI to his face cuz he looked really weird. I don't know. And then there was also scenes of like, you know, Carrie Fisher died, so they had to CGI her in and she
Yeah.
looked weird. And then there was another scene where all of a sudden Leia was a Jedi training with Luke and they made a young Leia doing lightsaber fights and she looked weird. Just a fucking really weird movie, man. Like, I don't know why Disney would spend that much money to buy Star Wars and then just
completely
just
derp
like, oh, whatever you want to do. Like, if you look at what they've done with Marvel, they have the one guy in charge
it. Yeah.
and everything sort of like lines up and makes sense. And it's all like, you know,
It 100% lines up and makes sense.
there's nothing where, well, I mean, a lot of people have been complaining about Thor, Love and Thunder or whatever, like that it's
yeah.
kind of weird.
It is weird.
But like everything else is like, there's no Marvel movie where you've been like, oh, that was so stupid. You know, I've seen
well, Thor: Love and Thunder might be one of those
Yeah.
movies.
but like, how many movies have they made? Like 20?
Yes,
They made
tons.
3 Star Wars movies, and 3 of them are just like, this was a turd.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they made 5 Star Wars movies, and the 3 main ones were turds.
Yes,
I haven't seen Solo, so I can't say about that one.
I've heard it was a turd. I've seen it. I didn't think it was that bad.
Yeah.
But I also didn't think it was,
Yeah.
Rogue One quality.
And then it's like they go to a weird planet and there's a party going on and they get attacked and someone's like, I'll rescue them. Let me rescue them. And then, oh, take off the helmet. Oh, it's Lando. Hello, Lando. It's good to see you. It's just like, oh my God.
No party planets, no gambling boats, no, just get that garbage out of here.
I mean, they can have that shit, but like the way they did it in these movies is just terrible.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
And then if you look at like how good Andor was compared to the movies, you're just like, wow, that's crazy. Even Obi-Wan was better than these movies.
Yes, 100%.
And Obi-Wan is pretty not that great. So
It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I didn't think it was that bad, but
I enjoyed it, but it's
Yeah.
also like a bunch of times I'm like, this is so fucking stupid.
yeah, it's one of those ones that's highly predictable, but we've talked about
Yeah.
that a lot before.
I don't. It's predictable. Well, predictable because we know the outcome.
Yeah,
they all live.
yeah, they all live.
But it's just like the weirdo shit with like the TIE fighter attacking Obi-Wan and he's just deflecting the blaster bolts while a TIE fighter just hovers there. Anyways,
It's possible.
anything's possible
Oh,
in
yeah.
the Star Wars universe.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't mean it looks or makes any sense, but anyways. The only other thing that I watched besides American Dad was this movie called Deadstream.
Ooh, Deadstream.
I think it was called Deadstream. It's about a guy, a streamer who like was on the outs for doing these pranks that were bad and he got demonetized on YouTube.
Highly believable. Yes.
He did a prank where he like paid a bum to fight him, but then he accidentally like injured the bum because the bum had like a brain problem. And
Yeah.
They were in a boxing match, and then he also like threw donuts at a cop and like ran away with his cameras live streaming it and stuff like that.
Isn't this just bum fights?
Basically,
the channel.
Basically. So he's kind of been on the down and outs, and he decides he's going to redeem himself. He got a sponsor, and he's going to spend the night in a haunted house by himself, and he's going to live stream it. And he has like he's got the GoPro in his face, and he's got like a face forwarding. He's got like a camera facing out, facing his face. He plants cameras all over the house, and he's going to investigate the house and see what's up with it. And the house is haunted, and all this fucked up shit happens to him. It's pretty interesting. It's well-ish done.
Mm-hmm.
There's parts where I just was like, oh, okay, why is it trying to be a comedy all of a sudden? Like, there's a part where he has a potato gun in his car, and he's trying to fight these baddies. So he like puts his bobblehead that he has in the potato gun and fires it through like the zombie that's coming at him, and it punches a hole through him, and the zombie's kind of dying, and it slides down the potato gun, like the hole through the zombie, and it's like he's like, no, it's like sliding down towards him as it's dying, sliding down the potato gun, and it gets all gross on his face and shit like that. And I was like, okay, this scene is funny, but like it's not sort of going with the tone of the movie.
Yeah, it's kind of coming out of nowhere.
So, but it's an interesting movie. I would say like you should check it out maybe, but it's not that good. It's like an independent movie basically. The effects are pretty interesting, but it's just more of a gimmick thing. So has like the most successful live stream of all time though. When he's getting murdered in this ghost house, he has like 6 million viewers. So it was interesting. I liked it, but
nice.
It was So other than that, I haven't played or watched much, but did some Elden Ring, fight some bosses. I beat them. I'm getting so good.
Yeah. I watched Ludwig's review of his chess boxing match.
Oh yeah.
And some of the stuff that happened during there. Mm-hmm. It's pretty interesting. I've actually been watching Ludwig a little bit more than normal, like his YouTube highlights and stuff like that, just to see, because he does some pretty interesting things.
I mean, when you have the funds to set up some interesting things, you can do a lot of interesting things. I have a lot of interesting ideas that I'd love to do, but they all cost money. So I can't do them.
Yeah, he was saying that for like the League of Legends like World Championships, he bought like a $50,000 box to watch the championships from.
Oh yeah.
But it was like the premium top box. You got, I think, 12 seats and 14 food tickets.
Mm-hmm.
But the way the box was positioned to the stage, you couldn't see anything.
Oh, nice.
You couldn't see the screens. You couldn't see the people. Everyone was behind their monitors, and you're like, oh my God.
Nice. $50,000 well spent.
Yeah. Yeah, that chess boxing match was pretty cool. The way they had it rigged up and the way the people, who the people were that were in it. I can't remember anyone who was in it. The first round was a boxing and then Smash Bros. One. And the guy he invited for the Smash Bros. One he was from Australia. I can't remember his name. But
it was Crocodile Dundee, I believe.
I think he paid him.
Yahoo Serious.
Yeah, I think he paid him $25,000 to do it.
Yeah.
And then the guy didn't do any of the boxing training.
Oh God.
So he got knocked out in the first round of boxing.
Nice. That sucks.
Yeah. And then watching, there was the girls round was pretty cool too. Because one was just like a full-on chess champion.
Oh yeah.
And the other one wasn't as good at chess, but the chess champion wasn't as good as boxing, so it's like pretty evenly matched.
So do you take your head blows first and then do chess?
No, you do chess and then you do boxing, then you do chess, and then you do boxing, then you do chess.
Oh my God. You just get worse at chess as the night goes on.
3 rounds of each.
Your brain would be all scrambled. Be like, king me. Be like, we're not playing checkers.
It was pretty cool to watch. I quite enjoyed it.
Interesting.
And the last round, which was like a surprise round, was Ludwig versus I can't remember what the hell his name. He's like a VO artist.
Oh yeah.
But he does like crane games and stuff like that, like those Japanese tombola crane games.
Yeah.
And so they did a chess slap fight match.
Oh God.
And Ludwig was like, it was funny too, because he was pulling his slaps. Like he was missing his slaps and everything like that. And the other guy was just like, bam, right upside the head.
Nah, never like, pull your slap. Never pull your slap.
It's so funny watching people who are friends do that to each other.
My face.
It's pretty funny. Yeah, I highly recommend actually checking it out. It's quite like, even just watching like highlights of it, It's very entertaining.
Mhm.
I was quite impressed with like the theatrical production of the entire event. It was really cool.
I've never seen like more than 5 minutes of Ludwig during his like last streamathon on Twitch, I think it was, where
Yeah.
it was just them sitting in a gym 5 minutes looking at their phones, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, I've seen enough of this to ever come back again.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's the behind the scenes unedited stuff where it's like, okay, they're just living their lives. That's cool.
yeah, I was like, I don't need to watch this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, that's about it for me.
Yeah, me as well.